So we need that. Hey folks, welcome. I am in my glaze room and I need to make up a fresh batch of my white milky kind of glaze that I use a lot for many different applications. Anyway, I'll show you how I go about it. And for those of you who don't make up your own glazes, but you buy them ready-made, that is a very expensive way of making up your own glaze, and it's much cheaper to purchase the raw materials and then mix them up to a simple recipe. Okay, so in the first part of this, what I'm going to do is just going to go over a very few basics here for you. You need some kind of receptacle like that to measure out your quantities. A digital balance, a scoop, one of these guys. So I'm going to recommend that you wear one of these, alright? But if I put this over my face, you're not going to hear me. So I'm not going to wear it on this occasion. But do wear one. Okay, so, and a couple of buckets is a great idea. You're going to need those. So, I'll show you the recipe. Hopefully you can read that. Flint, kaolin, feldspar, whiting and talc. And this is a recipe that's good for cone 9 to 10 in reduction. Okay. Yes, flint 4 pounds, kaolin 2 pounds 12 ounces, feldspar, and I'm using Custer feldspar, 3 pounds 14 ounces, whiting 1 pound 14 ounces, and talc 1 pound 2 ounces. That is the recipe. I'm just reading out to the quantities for you. That doesn't make one of these 5-gallon buckets absolutely full, but it'll make it up to sort of here, which for now, for what I need, will do me. So, oh yes, and another thing, which is actually important. Let me see. Hang on, I've got to go and get a pen, something to write with. If I can find anything, that is. Something to write with. It doesn't appear that I can find anything to write with. So I'll just I'm improvising here. I've got a little bit of iron oxide. I'll use that. That will be my pen. Okay, so let's start. Right, flint. Where is the flint? I've got some flint here somewhere. Flint, here it is. Alright. So not only, you see, I keep the raw materials in these buckets as well with a lid, okay? That's a good practice. And you can write on the lid and on the bucket what is inside. Please make sure you do that, because if you don't, trust me, you will get get confused and you'll forget very quickly. So let's set this gauge, and flint is 4 pounds. That's 416. I've got it in ounces here at the moment. So that is 16 ounces. That's 32. 32 would be 64. I need 64 ounces. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there like that. I'm now going to zero the scale. Okay, let's take 64 ounces. Yeah, it's pretty, it's, you know, once you get used to making up your own glazes, you wonder why you ever did otherwise. D 63.2. $64.08. That'll do it. Okay, so there it is. That's 4 pounds of flint. So what we're going to do is put this in here carefully without making a dust. As I'm not wearing a dust mask, I'm going to have to use my common sense. Alright, so next we're going to put that on there like that. And that's gone back to 0. Good. Okay, put the lid back on there, like that. What is next? Kaolin. Okay, so this is where this comes in now. Okay? Because what you're going to do is you're just going to tick it off. Okay? Alright, and now next. Kaolin, and I have something here called EPK. EPK kaolin. And we are going to need, we're going to need 2 pounds, 12 ounces. So that is 16, 32, 32, 42, 44. 44 ounces of kaolin. Yeah, have a go at making up your own glazes. Because when you realise, you know, what they cost, then you'll realise that I mean a whole what's it? Just take a message. Can you just take a message? Somebody on the phone wants me. Yeah, once you realise, you know, that a whole £50 bag of EPK, I don't know, costs you $15 or something. I think 50 pounds of whiting, something like $12, something crazy. So, no, that just needs a touch more. 44. We said 44, didn't we? Yeah. Come on. That'll do. That'll do. Right, take that carefully without making dust. Use your common sense. Common sense? What is that? Tick him off. As they go into the bucket, you tick them off. Alright, next. Put that back over there. Custer feldspar. General Custer. Ah, that was a good movie, wasn't it? The Battle of the Little Bighorn. So, feldspar, £3, 14 ounces. So that's 3/16. That is 2/16 are 32, 32, and 10 is 42, and 6 will be 48, won't it? 48. Oh, and then 14 on top of that. 48, 58, 62. That's right, isn't it? 62. Double check. I haven't got a pen here to do this, so 32, 42, 42 with 6 is 48, and 14 on top of that, on top of 48, so that's 48, 58, 62, yeah, that's right, 62. So this is General Custer feldspar. General Custer, he's a mate of mine. Yeah. What do we say? 62. 62, mon ami. Yeah, try for using these materials, even if you are wearing a mask, to keep the dust down, you know. So 62. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That was a good movie as well, wasn't it? Babe. Did you ever see that, Babe? That'll do, pig. 62. Okay. So we're going to put him in there. Carefully, like that, and now we're going to get this, and we're going to tick him off, like that. What next? Whiting. Are we in the picture? Are we in the picture? That is the question. Yeah, well, we seem to be, don't we? Good. Let's see. Whiting. Whiting. Where's my good friend Whiting gone? A bucket of whiting. Whiting is here. Oh, that's heavy. Wait a minute. Flint. I thought I had a smaller bucket. Didn't I get it out? Well, I guess I did not. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, here it is. Well, actually, this doesn't. Well, it does, yeah. It's a little bit fading. But I got it written in here as well, in case I lose my mind. Okay, put that on there. 0, yes. Okay, what's we got? £1, 14 ounces. That is, well, if it was £1, 16 ounces, that would be 32, wouldn't it? So it's £1, 14. So that's 30 ounces. 30 ounces of whiting. Yes. Yeah, you could try this glaze. This is a glaze we used to use when I used to work for my dad. It's his recipe, I think. I don't know if he made it up himself or got it from somewhere, but probably made it up himself. Dad was always very good with glazes. He understood glazes and everything, because he took time out from the St Ives pottery and went off for 2 years to North Staffordshire Technical College in Stoke-on-Trent, and he learned all about glazes and kilns and firing and all of this, much to Grandad's consternation, because Grandad said, you know, what, going off to work for the industrial devil? You should come out to Japan Well, Dad was born in Japan, you see. In fact, Dad lived for the first 9 years of his life in Japan and spoke fluent Japanese as a kid. But then they all came back from Japan, you see, in 1920. And then set up this pottery in St. Ives. Okay, what we got now? Talc, £1, 2 ounces. So that is 16, that's 8. Hang about, what? I haven't emptied that, have I? That was right, that's because I was talking and I got distracted. And that is, I'm glad that happened because that brings out a good point, and that is if you are mixing up glazes, it is very easy to get distracted, especially if you're talking to somebody. Like I'm talking, you see. So that was the whiting, wasn't it? And I didn't put it in the bucket. So you get confused, you see. Right, now we're going to do the talc, which is £1, 2 ounces, which is 16, 17, 18 ounces, right? So, here goes. Whoa, look at the colour of that talc. Imagine getting out of the bath and talking yourself down with that. Grey talc. I hope it is talc. Ceramic supply, talc. There's talc. Gosh. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, sometimes when you... Maybe they made a mistake in the... Well, I guess... Who says talc has to be white? Maybe, you know, industrial variants of it are not white. What did we say? 18, wasn't it? 18. That'll do. That'll do nicely. So, now, this glaze comes out. I've shown it to you many times. It's basically like when it's on this beaker here, for example, it's got glaze on it there. That's what it looks like before it's glaze fired. It comes out as sort of off-white, I suppose. Alright, put that in there. Okay, let's put that to one side. Just going to show you that, you see. See, that's what we got going on in there now. So what I want to do now, and this is actually not a bad time to wear a mask, is just I'm trying to do this and sort of look away a bit because I don't want to breathe in. If you see a cloud coming up, look away or walk away until it's settled. I'm going to leave that for now, folks. But that's sort of basic stage one, mixing up a glaze and how I go about it. I don't know if other people do it differently than that, but I mean that's how I do it. What I'll do to this, I'll give this a further stir so it's dry mixed, and then I'll add a certain amount of water to the glaze and let it, what they call, slake down, which basically means just let it soak there with the water. You can mix it every once in a while if you want to, but that just gets it all thoroughly wet, you see. And then you can when you've let it slake down for a while, you can then put it through a sieve. You want to bring it up to a consistency where it's, I don't like it watery before I put it through a sieve. But you know, I put it through an 80 mesh sieve usually, and then I'll sieve it into, for example, this, another bucket. My bucket that I had of this glaze, I was working here one day and I think I went to lift the bucket to move it, and I suddenly realised that it was like severely leaking, and I had to do a quick to save the sinking ship. You know, I had to bail out. I had to bail the bucket out quickly, and so I've just been up to the weavers and bought a fresh bucket. So I'm going to need to write on there. This is an old lid actually. Maybe I'll use that lid as it's already got. That's something you can do. Like you see, I've got here PB clear, and then I've got the recipe just written down here on some of this tape. So this has no iron oxide in it, red iron oxide. So, but if you did add red iron oxide, you would get what we call PB celadon, you see, which is, well, yeah, which is this colour. All right, and that behaves in exactly the same way in terms of the melt, except that it gives you a nice celadon green. Okay, and if you were to do that, what you would need to do is add the synthetic red iron oxide. I haven't got it written down here on this piece of paper how much that exactly is, but it's 2%. 2% of oh yeah, it says here, gosh, 4 ounces, that would be 4 ounces of red iron oxide will turn this glaze that we're making, this white glaze, into a celadon. All right. Okay, folks. Well, thanks for joining us. It's just a routine afternoon here in my studio. I've unpacked my bisque kiln. I've got a bunch of mugs that are going to need double dipping. So yeah, every once in a while you have to make up some more glaze, don't you? So anyway, that's how I go about doing this. It's going to be, as I say, slaked down and then put through an 80 mesh sieve into a clean bucket that will be marked on the outside and on the lid what it is. Hey, I hope that's been of some help to you. Please go to my website, LEACHPOTTERY.com. Yes, hoping to have a glaze firing within the next 3-4 days. I've got a lot of glazing to do now and decorating. And what else? Yeah, I'm taking orders on Leach treadle wheels. If you're interested in a Leach treadle wheel with either a right-kicking Leach treadle wheel or a left-kicking Leach treadle wheel, then get in touch with me. I'm looking for a further 4 people who will commit to a wheel before my carpenter can start work. He won't make less than 5 at a time. Skype, if anybody interested in doing Skype, webcam, wheelhead to wheelhead, one-on-one pottery class, pottery tuition, if that interests you, write to me and we can do that. Apart from that, what else? Workshops. Workshops, go to my website, simonleachpottery.com, go to workshops down the left side and you'll see the dates. April, May, June, July, August, September. There's probably about 11 or 12 workshops from April all the way through till November. So pick a date. If you want to come along, we'll take maximum of 6 people. You'll get a lot of individual attention. I call it a keep practicing workshop because I think that is what people really need the most. Getting some really good foundational basics about pulling clay and rolling rims and putting on handles, you know? How to put a handle onto a beaker. We touched upon this the other day, didn't we? You saw me making these actually, putting the handles on. But you know, to be able to put a handle quickly and neatly onto a mug is I think is important. So yeah, that's it. Hey, thanks a lot for watching, folks. Take care. Keep practicing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.